Sorry, it's a bit depressing, that one. It's poetry there, isn't it? I wanted to start with thank you so much for coming. Like, it means a lot. I'm such a ordinary, dorky little human. So the fact that you guys have all made the effort to come here means so much. I literally can't explain. I really appreciate it. And I hope you like it. And there's help yourself to cakes and prosecco, we've got plenty. My favourite things. I'm going to give you a boring, hopefully not boring, intro to me. So, I'm Chelsea, if you didn't know. Hi. I actually have been writing this book probably for the past, I would say 3 years, which sounds like a really long time. But I didn't write it with the intention of publishing. It was a way, so I used to write song lyrics and stuff when I was younger, corny I know, but I couldn't put the music to the lyrics. And so my way of kind of still using it as a catharsis, but without the pressure of I need to make this something, was poetry. And I like rhymes, I like words, a bit of a dork that way. So poetry was my thing. And I had a lot, so if anyone follows me on Instagram, follow. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you won't have been bombarded with my stories, and if you do follow me, apologies, but I get really excited. So basically I have 2 Instagrams. I have my personal life one, and then I have my health and wellness one. And the health and wellness one started because about, how old am I? 23, so 10 years ago, I actually was hospitalised with a severe eating disorder, to the point where basically my mum was told to plan my funeral. Putting a downer on it, but yeah. And along with that comes a whole array of other mental illnesses like anxiety, depression and things that come with it. And over the past 10 years, through Instagram and other creative methods, I found a way to be the happy, smiley person that I am now. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, because we're human and that's life, but the creative world has really helped me establish who I am outside of that, because I think it's so easy to become consumed in it all that becomes your identity. And for me, it was so important for me to share my journey in a way to become accountable for who I am and my own healing, essentially. And so I'm a perfectionist, and I decided to make my perfectionism a way to become the best at getting better and helping others feel that way too. And that's the kind of essence of this whole book, is that it's showing what I felt at a whole series of points in my life, ups and downs, highs and lows. And the idea is that there's an element that everyone can relate to. So it's not all just oh, I don't like eating carbs, or I need to run on the running machine all day, or boys are evil, because it's not the case. So there's elements of self, because I'm all about the self-love, all about it. It's hard. It's not all about doing face masks and #namaste. It's just deciding to take yourself for a coffee because you need some time out, or seeing a friend just to sit there with someone, or writing poems because it helps you feel better. And that's the kind of, the essence of this book, and that's kind of a little bit of peppering of background for me. So it's not a sob story, because it's part of who I am. It's not sad, because I wouldn't be who I am, I wouldn't have written this book if that hadn't have happened to me. And so actually I see it as a blessing rather than a curse, despite the fact that it's called Curse to Feel. So there's, I think 4, can't remember now, 5 chapters to this book. So there's love, self-explanatory, mind, all of this kind of health, you, about who you are and figuring out that, short poems for when you don't want to read the long ass ones at the end, and then the spoken poetry. I'm actually going to read 2 of the spoken ones today. They're very different, but that's basically a brief background of me. I'm actually a performer, got loads of performer people here today. Sing, act, dance, that's my way of being who I am. I'm just basically currently just living my best London life. That's the plan. I'm going to read you 3 poems from the book. I'll explain each one before I read them, and then I'll open you up to a Q&A. I mean, a lot of you know me anyway, but if you have any questions, fire one. I'm also going to drink prosecco because liquid courage. This one is, it's one of those. I had my heart broken about 6 months ago and had a lot of mind games played throughout that course, and a lot of people that were close to me knew about it. And I'd actually stopped writing poetry in my final year of drama school. I just didn't do it. I was kind of like compressing everything in. I didn't want to talk about how I felt. I felt so deeply about this person that when it just kind of flipped on the head out of nowhere, I had no other way to kind of cope with it other than writing poetry. So this was slightly savage. But you know what? Like, I guess I'm the Taylor Swift of the poetry world. So, not bad. And this one's called You. You leaving was like being evicted from a house that was never truly home. Just bricks and stone, an empty shell representing the hell I'm now feeling. Showreeling in my head all the best moments I never foretold. Punishing myself with things I should have said, I just want you to hold me again. You repeat your same explanations that don't offer any conclusion, just trap me in a delusion that I was more than a game on your PlayStation. A notch on your tally chart, but to become what we now are, was it ever real at the start? Because I stand by what I said, you were never misled. I cared and do care about you and every inch of your life. I wasn't looking for something new or to be your future wife. I just wanted you, all that you are. I relished every scar and achievement so far, but for you it wasn't enough. Maybe the grass was greener or things got tough, but I was a believer in this world you fabricated, your behaviour outdated but divine, a gentleman on the front line, fighting for his country as well as himself, and for me, or so I believed. Not after satisfaction or wealth, or was I deceived, and you're just another one of those guys that bring tears to women's eyes as we try to think what the fuck went wrong. Why we can't play our song or think about that time on New Year's Eve when I actually believed this was something, not just someone, but a hope and love to depend upon when those days did get rough and I wasn't enough. Because you know all about that. But still, you hurt me with a swing of a bat, of a line so overdone, well, you've won. Happy now? Have you got what you wanted? Because now my mind is haunted by all the bad things I made myself think true. About me, not you. Yes, I'm damaged too, but I guess you couldn't see that far, could you? Sorry, it's a bit depressing, that one. It's poetry there, isn't it? But I say it's a short one. None of my poems are short, let's be honest. It's called Sagittarius Woman. I'm a massive hippy-dippy when it comes to star signs, crystals, the moon. It's just a very me thing, and my friends get sick of me saying, like, oh, I'm such a Sag. So I made a poem that, in my ideal world, if someone else was describing the essence of who I am, that's what I like to see this poem as. So it was a weird experience for me because I'm not very good at taking compliments. So I tried to describe the Sagittarius woman, which, in essence, is me. So, here you go. She was in love with the world in a way she could never be in love with here, filling up her cups on the horizon of the clear, and unclear paths of her future and undetermined plans. Unmanned, unpredictable, a fireball of curiosity, possibility at her fingertips. Her heart longing for the beauty of the world, her duty sworn to the god of wanderlust, thrusting her onto a path of the unknown, and she has flown to the edge of danger and dare without a care, and she'll continue to fly and defy expectations thrust upon her. For she's the perfect blend of fire and water. She is freedom's daughter, a goddess of the sun and the moon, a flower in bloom, a Sagittarius woman. Final one is another spoken one, but that's kind of what this section's for. I guess without realising I always wanted to speak it aloud, but never had the courage to do it. This one's called 20-something, and it's actually a concept I've got for a podcast that I'm planning at the moment. And it's all about this weird life, 20 onwards, like just keep going from there, where there's like no explanation. Like, I literally feel like I graduated and then I'm looking for this guidebook to be like, okay, what can I tick off now? And everyone's like, oh, there's like no rule. And you're like, what? Sorry. I'm not quite sure about that. And so you're just kind of, everyone's like fumbling along in their own way, having no idea what to do, what you're meant to do, when you're meant to do it. There's no schedule. There's no like set rule. Like I've got friends that went to university, wow. Went to university. Oh my goodness. Went straight into a job, living their best lives, super happy. I've got friends that left college, spent 2 years thinking, what the hell am I going to do? And then fell into like internships or kind of paths that have taken them somewhere they never thought they'd go. I've got friends that are married. I've got friends that have never dated. I've got friends that live in this country, friends that live abroad, and I feel like this whole period is like, there's so much pressure to hit targets, but none of us know what those targets are. So we're all trying to achieve something that we actually don't really know what we're meant to achieve. So the concept of the podcast and this poem is that there is no rule, and actually that's the brilliance behind it, because this is your chance to make it your own rule and your own version. So yeah. So it's called 20-something. And this is like a little, I think it's a positive nugget to end on. We'll go with that. Spending another day in front of my fear, staring myself in the eyes, wishing I could just disappear to a place where I was safe, happy and secure, and knew what the fuck all this constant struggle was for. Surrounded by rejection, comparison a drug, with no connection. My life being a constant string of never, as I struggle in the turmoil to find my forever, when I'm not even halfway through my day yet, through my years yet. I'm not even 25, and I'm made to feel like I failed in this life, but I've never felt more alive, despite not having anyone by my side, because I'm okay in this life, figuring out me, rather than the role of a wife, a career, or whatever we're taught to be. All of the labels that are far from happy. Too much time spent on everyone else, yet so little time to find ourselves in this catastrophe of looks, likes, retweets, self-doubt ingrained before we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. You can't heal by going back to the thing that broke you. Yet you can be broken without a need to transform into something new. To see the beauty in the imperfection, rather than scrutinising under close inspection every unique thing about yourself that marks who you are and offers the world something else. So amazing, electrifying, and beyond the scars of the battle you fought through so far, it's okay. Stop. Have you ever taken a moment to see what you've got? The right here, right now, see the glass half full. #namaste or that yogi ball. I've done the gap year, I'm a walking cliche. I ran away from Oxford and jumped on a plane because the normal life was driving me insane. I needed a bit of me again. Wow, that rhyming's getting a bit lame, but you get what I mean. Laugh away. Laugh. Fill your body with the love of today, because it's far too easy to sit in what we know. When we have the power to let it all go, break out of the cry, abuse, repeat, a constant defeat. In the carbon copy life we are programmed to seek nothing. Coming of it when all we want is enough. To breathe, to be, the unique gem of our individuality that is manipulated into sin when what we've always been is enough.